Good morning. Coming up, we're following the severe weather outbreak in the Midwest, a trail of destruction in Indiana after tornadoes ripped through the state. And as record heat expands across the South, I'll have the forecast. And we rise and shine from Houston this morning, meeting some of the women who help make the city one of the best for female entrepreneurs. Plus, we kick off our United States of Breakfast competition. That's coming up right here on GMA.
And ahead in our next hour of GMSA, it was a busy weekend for Spurs fans with the arrival of Wemby in the Alamo City. A look at what's next for the Summer League. Plus, 3 teens alone at Haven for Hope heading to college, how they were able to rise above tough circumstances to graduate from high school. It's a great journey. And up next, summer travel season kicking into high gear as we approach July 4th, why experts say it's not too late to find good deals on flights. And TransGuide, our big problem here is in the downtown area, in the 35 Brooklyn area. Right now you're looking at 410 and Jackson Keller. Thought I saw some lights reflecting off those interstate signs, but we'll talk to Stephen, get a complete debrief right now, coming up at the top of the hour. You're watching GMSA. Right now at GMSA, San Antonio firefighters are cleaning up on the west side after this fire broke out late last night. What we've been able to learn this morning from the scene. Plus,
the world is watching Russia this morning after 36 hours of turmoil and a short-lived mercenary revolt. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with what Ukraine's president is now asking of the U.S.
And looking out there with a live cam this Monday morning, we're at 78 degrees. I wouldn't say it's cool, but it's better than it'll be this afternoon. We're going to check in with Mike to see what we can expect today.
Live from K-12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, June 26th.
Happy Monday. We hope you had a good weekend, and we hope you found ways to beat the heat.
Yeah, it was definitely a low summer this weekend for everybody here in South Central Texas. Mike Ozdrich joins us looking ahead to the final days of June.
Staying really, really hot, especially the first half of the week, and then a slight little ease being the operative word in temperatures toward the end of the week. We've got a couple of clouds hanging around here right now. As you can see in this picture over there at 410, traffic there is moving along very nicely. We're at 81 right now. That's the heat index when you factor in temperatures, obviously, and all the humidity out there. 85 is what it feels like at Canyon Lake. We've actually dropped a little bit there at the airport. Mold's on the low side. The updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour and a half or so. We do have heat advisories once again in effect, as well as some localized excessive heat warnings. That's from Frio, Atascosa, Karnes, Wilson counties up to the northeast. We are going to be seeing heat index readings up around 105, 110, and then obviously a lot higher down here to the south and also in some of those eastern counties. Also throughout the day, we're going to make it up to 91, 103 high temperature. Going to be even hotter tomorrow and Wednesday. Then, like I said, things are going to ease ever so slightly. What about long range? Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day, 8-14 day outlook. It's encouraging. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, been quiet so far.
It had, but unfortunately things got a little bit busier here within the last few minutes at 35 at Brooklyn. It's been the same problem spot we've been talking about for quite some time, but this time we're looking at a crash that is causing a delay for drivers out there. There's no word yet on if there were any injuries associated with this incident, but we're going to keep a close eye on it and hope everyone is doing okay out there. But you see some flashing lights out there, emergency lights from what looks like a box trailer. We'll keep a close eye on that, but what we are seeing on the map is a little bit of a slowdown there in the southbound lanes, upper level at Brooklyn Avenue. Remember, this is the same spot where Brooklyn Avenue is still closed off. We're going to keep a close eye on this area throughout the morning, but as of this time, it does look like we're seeing an impact with traffic. Never a good sign as we inch closer to a busy hour of morning rush. But giving you a wide look at the map now, it's just a lot of construction. You're not seeing a lot of other issues. No congestion, at least that's been spotted from right this hour, but it's still very early. It's a good time to hit the roadways if you're heading in from Pleasanton. 37 northbound should be about a 29-minute commute to the Alamo City, and it's a great time to hit the roads if you're heading in from Castroville along US 90. 30 minutes right now, and for our friends that are traveling along I-35 heading northbound from Lytle, your arrival should be within about 17 minutes. So we'll keep a close eye on those travel times, but as of right now, the big issue is going to be here at 35 at Brooklyn. This is a southbound lane, so we're getting ready to send a push alert out momentarily. Just keep your eyes on the roadway. We'll have more updates coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
New this morning, San Antonio firefighters are cleaning up on the west side after a brush fire overnight and started near the intersection of Culebra and Potranco. Around 9:30 last night, the city of San Antonio had a bulldozer assisting fire crews in what appeared to be a freshly cleared property. No injuries were reported.
3 armed robbery suspects are still on the run this morning. Go ahead and take a good look at your screen. Deputies say these men watched a man buy an expensive watch at a store at La Cantera, then followed him home to rob him at gunpoint. Investigators were able to piece together footage from around the area on the day of that incident. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
In your morning headlines, fallout after a crisis this weekend in Russia.
Tensions are still high after the commander of the Wagner mercenary group called for his troops to retreat after ordering a march on Moscow.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, it's the biggest flare-up yet between Wagner and the Kremlin as the war in Ukraine continues.
This morning, Russian President Vladimir Putin's decades-long grip on power facing its most humiliating challenge yet.
It's still a moving picture, and I doubt we've seen the last act.
On Friday, the leader of the Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, announced a march for justice, effectively an uprising against Russian military leaders. A sharp turn for Prigozhin, a longtime Putin ally whose Wagner troops have been fighting alongside Russia in its war against Ukraine. Wagner forces seized control of 2 Russian military hubs in the south Friday, and Russian media reported the downing of several helicopters and a military plane. In Rostov-on-Don, Russians seen cheering and applauding as Prigozhin and his convoy pulled away, headed to Moscow, even as the Kremlin announced charges against him. But they never made it to Moscow, turning back just 120 miles from the capital amid reports of a deal calling for Prigozhin to leave Russia for nearby Belarus. Russia now says it's dropping its charges against Prigozhin. The Washington Post reports Prigozhin had been planning some kind of action against the Kremlin for weeks. A senior U.S. official tells ABC News it's a mystery as to why Prigozhin stopped his march towards Moscow. Former U.S. Ambassador to Russia Michael McFaul on what the chaotic weekend could mean for Putin and his war in Ukraine.
To me, maybe the most important lesson from this mutiny in Russia for the war in Ukraine. That this notion that he's going to double down and escalate, one, he may not want to, and B, he may not have the means to do so.
Ukraine's President Zelensky says he's spoken to President Biden about supplying more weapons and air defenses and concerns that Russia could be close to attacking the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
In El Paso, Texas border officials seized a massive stash of cocaine worth more than $1 million hidden in an ice cream maker. They found 146 pounds of the drug back on June 19th at an El Paso cargo facility. Officials say that the drugs were being taken from Mexico to the U.S. and are valued at about $1.2 million. The stash was detected through X-ray scanning and a canine search. The suspect in the case now faces state charges. Custom and border officials say they have seized over 33,000 pounds of cocaine so far this year.
Meanwhile, at least 9 states from Arizona to Mississippi under heat alerts today where the feels like temperatures could reach 120 degrees. And here in Texas, a 14-year-old died after going on a hike at Big Bend National Park in near 120-degree heat. Police say his stepdad was killed in a car crash trying to get to help for him. And tornadoes have hit the Midwest, turning deadly overnight. In the South, nearly 500,000 power outages have been reported. Severe storms are expected to move into the northeast U.S. later today. Well, as the summer travel season kicks into high gear, experts say it's not too late to find some good travel deals on flights.
And with the 4th of July falling on a Tuesday this year, many travelers are stretching the holiday into an extra long weekend. So experts say your best bet is flying out on Saturday of the long weekend and coming back Monday or Tuesday on the 4th itself. Travelers can expect to see airfares down about 25% from 2022, and the cost of a hotel room is in line with last year's rates.
Rental car prices down about 25% as well. So a lot of relief for travelers who are getting out there this year. About 3.7 million passengers expected to be departing from U.S. airports both days. and Wednesday will be the busiest day to return. We typically do see that the 4th of July itself is not usually the most popular day to travel.
The busiest travel days ahead of the holiday are expected to be Thursday and Friday. According to Hopper, Las Vegas, Orlando, and New Orleans are among the most popular domestic destinations this year.
And speaking of air travel, 5G could be causing flight delays next month. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says there may be cancellations or delays if planes have not installed 5G interference technology by Saturday's deadline, because 5G can affect planes' altimeters. Delta says about 190 of its planes won't be equipped on time. United says the United Express planes could be affected. JetBlue reportedly won't have upgrades in place until October and expects some impact on what they call low visibility days.
YouTube is reportedly testing a new online gaming product called Playables. According to the Wall Street Journal, the games will be accessible on mobile and on a desktop.
And NASA says 98% of wastewater from astronauts on the International Space Station is being recycled into drinkable water. NASA says the development is a big step in the evolution of life support systems as we get ready for the journey sooner than later to Mars.
And time now, 6:10 and 77 degrees for now.
We all know the importance of helping the community every chance we get. Still to come, some simple things you can do to get involved.
And it was a busy weekend for Spurs fans with the arrival of Wemby in the Alamo City. After the break, a look at what's next for the Summer League.
It was a blur of a weekend for us,
It really
wasn't it?
was.
It's like, oh, did all that really just happen?
I'm glad it did.
I'm so glad too. Taking a live look at San Antonio International Airport. The sun is slowly coming up on a long summer day, and you're watching GMSA. Just about 6:14, Wemby Mania continues here on GMSA. Check out this massive mural at Southtown 101 Bar and Grill. This is at 101 Pareda Street. That's between South St. Mary's and South Presa. It's become a hot spot for pics. We caught up with a father and son yesterday who were out there checking things out.
It's going to be a good season this year. Just thought I'd get my son to see his future All-Star, and that's what we're here for.
I saw him on TV. He got the shot in the hoop on TV.
You tell him, buddy.
And I love this picture. So this tweet from Wemby has gone viral. During a dinner, this shot was taken of him with Spurs royalty. You'll recognize Tim Duncan in the shot, David Robinson, Manu Ginobili, and of course Sean Elliott. They all came together to share their knowledge with the new star.
That's right. Fantastic pick. So what's next? Wemby will be a part of the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Spurs will take on Charlotte July 7th. That's opening day. Right now, it's unclear how many times he will play in the summer games. We'll have all the details on KSAT.com. But it was a whirlwind weekend for him. He was so busy, he didn't even have time to think about jet lag.
No, or the heat.
Or the heat.
That's good. Or
we
traffic.
Hope. We hope. Yeah. But welcome to San Antonio, Wemby. You are now home.
That's right. Welcome, Wemby. And time now, 6:15. Things look better on 35 at Brooklyn.
Yes, and I did hear he did have a bean and cheese taco. So what a great welcome to the Alamo City. So welcome, Wemby. Good news here, though. 35 at Brooklyn. We did have a crash that was reported out here a little bit earlier this morning. It was impacting the upper level there at Brooklyn. You can see now 35 moving a lot better. We're not seeing any issues out there, but traffic is definitely picking up. I'm going to go ahead and clear this crash from our map momentarily, but you still kind of catch a little bit of yellow out there. That's just residual traffic that's moving through at this hour. We have a lot of people that are traveling through that area this early in the morning, but remember, it's also the same spot where we have that exit closed at Brooklyn Avenue. So keep that in your back pocket as you travel through that area. But the wide look of the map is just showing a lot of construction. Some of it we haven't mentioned yet. So just a quick reminder, I-10 here in Kendall County, we'll see some bridge work take place all the way up to June 28th. That's this Wednesday. Should wrap at 3 this afternoon. In the meantime, we will see alternating main lane closures in both directions from State Highway 46 to Johns Road. But you can always head over to ksat.com/traffic for a full list. There's that QR code. Very helpful tool there. It takes you directly to that page, and we have a full list of all the closures that are happening in and around the Alamo City. So, Wemby, if you're watching this at home, scan that QR code. Lets you know what you can expect out on the roadways.
I was curious looking at that picture of all those Spurs greats. I was just curious where they wound up going to dinner.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell from the brick wall they were up against.
I'm sure there are some people like detectives. I know that place.
Yeah.
That is this place.
Something fancy,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Right.
Something delicious.
Even though it's all positive, that's a lot on a 19-year-old kid.
Agreed.
I mean, that's my youngest age.
But the great part is he appears to be enjoying it, two, taking it all in stride.
Yes.
But even though there's good news, it's still a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What would I gracious but ready for greatness?
Yes.
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 I think that's what I heard somewhere.
From the interview.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Robin Roberts said that. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why some of those older guys are almost like they're saying mentors like a big brother to him, just to kind of, hey, here's, instead of just being thrown out there by yourself. So anyway, all right, take a look at this picture here, and great shots of a red-shouldered hawk enjoying a nice little bath. I don't know if he's enjoying a bath or just trying to cool down, but that's a great KSAT Connect picture. Thank you very much. Okay, Climate Prediction Center. Little more encouraging than last week. We're going into the first week of July, so next week, and it has slightly better than 50-50 chance of above normal precipitation. Now that doesn't mean a ton of rain or it's going to, but just leaning in that direction. As far as temperatures, still hot, but not quite as hot. And notice how this reddish area is sliding off to the east. That's where that high is going to be moving into next week. And then go a little bit further into the future from the 4th all the way in through the 10th. And once again, slightly better than 50-50 odds of seeing above normal precipitation. And as far as temperatures, again, dropping down a little bit. Still, the odds are of being above normal, but not as much above normal, again, because that area down there is kind of sliding off to the east. Show you more on that in a second. We've got a few clouds hanging around here right now, and we are going to be seeing temperatures make it up through the 80s and hit 91 today at noon, and then top off 103, even though the humidity will be dropping down somewhat. I mean, we're not seeing those heat index readings here in town, the 110, 115s or higher. Still going to obviously feel a lot hotter than that. All right, we're talking about the high, the center of all the heat. You can see it right there on the water vapor imagery, that clockwise rotation. So that thing is sitting right on top of us, and that's going to stay in place, again, all week long. So that's why temperatures are going to be very, very hot this week. But then, as you saw going into next week, as this thing starts to edge its way off to the east, we get temperatures to ease a little bit as we go into the end of the week and the 1st of July. And that's why, again, that Climate Prediction Center had the odds of being not as hot, not as much above normal. And that's with that high. And then as the high stays off to the east, we will start to see the lid is taken off of us, so at least the opportunity is going to be there for something to pop up, and you can always get a little onshore flow from the Gulf of Mexico. So once we get that lid off things, then the opportunity will be there for some precipitation, hopefully by next week. Next 7 days, though, lid's still in place. Kind of gets pulled off to the side a little bit, but still hot, but at least temperatures come down slightly by the weekend. So it is encouraging to see, that long range that perhaps we can get some moisture kind of coming back in here.
Two
by next week. No, it's not. There's nothing in the books right now.
Right.
Like I said, the opportunity is going to be there.
Okay, we can hope.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mike.
620, 77 degrees.
And just ahead, a warning from the feds on travel delays in July, how 5G technology could cause problems next month. That's in your GMA First Look.
Asthma isn't pretty. It's the moment when you realize that a good day is about to become a bad one. But then I remembered that the world is so much bigger than that with Trelegy, because one dose a day helps keep my asthma symptoms under control. And with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy helps improve lung function so I can breathe easier for a full 24 hours.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy contains a medicine that increases risk of hospitalizations and death from asthma problems when used alone. When this medicine is used with an inhaled corticosteroid, like in Trelegy, there is not a significant increased risk of these events. infections. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase risk of thrush and infections. Get emergency care for serious allergic reactions. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
What a wonderful world.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for asthma, because breathing should be beautiful.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the big X factor that could stand in the way of your 4th of July flight. So what exactly is the airline's 5G deadline all about?
This deadline of July 1st did not come out of left field.
On July 1st, the nation's wireless carriers will be turning on their 5G signals.
The concern is that there is a possibility of a bleed over close enough with this new 5G service that it could cause radar altimeters, which are critical to certain types of landings in jetliners, to malfunction.
And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg now warning that any planes that aren't retrofitted won't be cleared to land in certain weather conditions.
The aircraft that are not going to meet the deadline by July 1st simply have to have restrictions on how they can fly into airports that have 5G service.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of this 5G deadline and how to know if your 4th of July flight is at risk. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
It's hard to believe, but July is almost here. As we get ready to start the new month, there are several KSAT community events we want to let you know about.
That's right. July is Disability Pride Month, a time to celebrate people of all abilities with a wide range of needs. We are teaming up with our KSAT community partners for a phone bank on July 20th. It's all in support of Project Min. Here you can see some information on your screen. Now, Project Min works to improve the quality of life for those living with disabilities and illnesses through refurbishment, reuse, and distribution of medical equipment and other assistive technology.
Then on July 22nd, there'll be a medical equipment donation drive that day. You can bring your gently used medical equipment to Wonderland of the Americas. If you can't make it then, you can drop off items anytime, Monday and Friday between 8 and 5 at the Project Min headquarters at 5015 Wurzbach Road. We have a list of the most needed items on our website.
Also in July, ClarityCon. The conference brings together teachers, counselors, nurses, psychologists, and other healthcare professionals. 40 experts will talk about the social and mental well-being of children. ClarityCon will be held on July 20th and July 21st.
The Clarity Child Guidance Center works to support the mental wellness of children and families, regardless of their ability to pay. They are the only nonprofit mental health treatment center in South Texas for kids 3 to 17. We have information in the KSAT community section on ksat.com.
And the time now, 6:26 and 78 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30, a scam alert from CPS Energy about criminals pretending to be utility employees. What you need to know about calls over the phone.
And San Antonio's mayor is weighing in on the deadly shooting that now has 3 police officers facing murder charges. What we've been able to learn since Friday.
Checking TransSky, the sun is now up. There's 35 in Brooklyn. We had a problem a little bit earlier in this hour. We'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos on the other side of the break. You're watching GMSA.
It was hard at first, but you tend to get used to it, and somehow you gotta find a way to make it easy.
3 teens alone at Haven for Hope are heading to college. How they were able to graduate high school without family support.
It was a searingly hot weekend here in South Central Texas. Live look right now at the airport where things have dropped down only into the mid to upper 70s. We'll talk to Mike about our work week ahead and the final days of June in just a moment.
Hi, good morning. It is 6 Thursday. It is Monday, June 26th.
Thanks for starting your morning with us here on GMSA. Let's go straight to Mike Osterhage and look ahead to the rest of the work week, beginning with our Monday.
It's going to be hot, especially the first half of the week. I mean, it's going to be hot all week long, but the hottest temperatures are going to be today, the first half of the week. And then we will see a little bit of an ease in temperatures. I mean, that's the best way to put it as we head in toward the end of the week. Right now, looking over there by 410, I-10 on the northwest side, some of these low morning clouds have moved on in here. And temperature 78, dew point 75, actually went up a little bit. That's measure moisture. That's window dripping, wet blankets, however you want to describe it, kind of humidity out there right now. And so with temperatures in the mid and upper 70s all around the area, factor in that humidity, which these dew points again are mid and upper 70s around here. We do have a heat index right now, 83 at Randolph, 81 out there at the airport, 83 at Canyon Lake. Not as bad as where we've been, still up there. And at least we're going to be seeing some of the humidity drop down by the afternoon. Mold is on the low side. We do have heat advisories and excessive heat warnings in effect up until 8 o'clock tonight. And those advisories and warnings are more than likely going to be reissued again tomorrow as well as on Wednesday. So partly to mostly cloudy, warm, humid, low hundreds, not quite as humid. So at least we're going to get into more of that 24-hour cycle where the humidity does drop down somewhat by later on in the day. Tomorrow gets even hotter. 103 today, 104 tomorrow, 103 again on Wednesday. And then that ease in temperatures. So only, not a cool down, but only 100 as we finish off June and start July. Any rain chances way down the road? We'll take a look coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, problems out there?
Yep, Mike, unfortunately, it does always seem like something pops up when one thing clears out. Let's get a look 35 at Brooklyn. This was a big issue earlier in the morning where we did have a crash reported in the upper levels of, along the upper levels, southbound lanes, but it does look like that crash is cleared out. Be on the lookout. The exit is still closed out there, but the new problem that has presented itself is up here along I-35 at Olympia Parkway. You can see the northbound lanes are seeing a lot of congestion due to a crash that's been reported out there. I have to get on the phone with our friends at TransGuide to see if we can get a camera shot of the conditions out there, but they're not looking good. If your travel plans are going to take you a little bit north of Loop 1604, be on the lookout. We'll watch this area very closely. It's one of those busier spots, 35. Hundreds of thousands of people travel through that area each and every day. So we'll watch it closely, but thankfully, as we get a wide look at the metropolitan area, we're not seeing a lot of congestion. We just see a lot of that construction, which could impact the commute a little bit later on. But we'll get on the phone with our friends at TransGuide, find out if we can get a shot of the conditions out there up along 35 near Olympia Parkway. But back here at Brooklyn Avenue, things look a little bit better. Guys.
The attorney for the family of a woman who was shot and killed by San Antonio police officers says the officers are not alone in the blame. He is calling for big changes in the department.
Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters with that story. Katrina, we understand he was not the only one to speak out on behalf of the family this weekend.
All right, obviously we had an audio issue and we will try to circle back to Katrina as soon as possible once we work things out. In other news this morning, San Antonio police need your help tracking down two women they say robbed a gas station. Investigators say this pair took items from the Chevron on Bitters Road back on June 3rd. Police say someone confronted them when they tried to leave without paying and the woman assaulted them and then took off. The two were in this white Chevy truck. If you have any information that can help police find the women, call Crime Stoppers immediately. Well, nearly 1 year ago, 53 migrants died after being locked inside an 18-wheeler on our city's south side.
And now dozens of people are remembering and honoring those lives lost at the memorial site, which is still standing. People gathered on Quintana Road yesterday where all 53 names were read out loud. People prayed the rosary and looked through coveted items left behind. Volunteers say they want San Antonio to not just remember those 53 names, but the 53 people who had their lives cut short.
This memorial right there will always be a place that's like a family can come and just sit and be with their loved ones, regardless of what happened.
Tomorrow, June 27th, will mark the official 1 year since that tragedy. Volunteers are now tending to the makeshift memorial. However, City Councilwoman Adriana Rocha Garcia says she is working on something more permanent.
And to a scam alert, CPS Energy has a warning for customers. They've received reports on criminals pretending to be CPS Energy employees trying to steal personal information over the phone.
The energy company wants to remind customers they will never call to demand payment or threaten same-day disconnection. They also will not accept payments through prepaid debit cards or gift cards, and they will not transfer your calls to another representative to collect payments.
All right, I think we've worked out our technical issues. Let's go back now to our Katrina Weber with more on the situation regarding the family who's now hired an attorney in the shooting death that happened Friday. Katrina.
Well, sorry about the audio issues. Yes, we did hear from the attorney this weekend, as well as the daughter of Melissa Perez, the woman who was killed. She says that her mother's death has been life-changing for her. Police call what happened at her apartment, at Perez's apartment last Friday, a murder. All three officers who shot and killed 46-year-old Melissa Perez have been arrested. The police chief, William McManus, told News Crews last Friday that the officers originally went to the apartment complex on Old Pearsall Road near Loop 410 for a report of a woman destroying a fire alarm. Later that day, the police department released the officer's body camera video showing what happened leading up to the shooting. McManus says the officers did not follow department policy, and he says Perez was in the middle of a mental health crisis.
She didn't deserve this, and those officers took my life. I will never be the same person again.
There needs to be systemic changes at the police department, or this is going to continue to happen.
In addition to being arrested, those officers have either been fired or placed on leave. We're still waiting for clarification from the police department. There also are 3 different investigations that are underway, but the family's attorney made it clear that he does not think that any of that is enough. The officers, which include a 14-year veteran sergeant, again, all are charged with murder. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thanks for the report. Well, 3 teens in 3 exceptionally tough situations have risen above to graduate high school without family support. Jeremy De Anda, Annabelle Rodriguez, and Lorelisa Solis each ended up at Haven for Hope alone this past year. It would have been easy for them to drop out of school, but they accepted resources from the shelter and graduated in May with bright futures ahead of them. They said it was comforting having each other to lean on, knowing they were not the only teenagers in their situation.
It was hard at first, but you tend to get used to it, and somehow you gotta find a way to make it easy.
After graduation, staffers each got the teen a gift of their choice. All 3 will each receive a class ring from their high schools, courtesy of the staff at Haven for Hope. Meanwhile, students at Frank Madla and Spring Meadows Elementary School are hoping to win a nationwide contest.
It's called the Recess Reset Contest from the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show, and winners would receive $100,000 for a new colorful playset. Now, students at Frank Madla Elementary say they have no shade and have spent their recess playing with basketballs or just chasing each other, but they often get scraped up from falling on the concrete slabs of their playground. Frank Madla students have not had a playset since 2010. When the district moved to build a new cafeteria, the playground was removed and never replaced. Now the principal and the students say that it's starting to affect the mental health.
But mostly people get bumped in the head, get scratched by they fall on the rocks. There's ants, they bite them. Like, we don't like that. Like, we try to stay away from that, but we can't because we're over here and we don't have a playground.
The school with the most votes wins the playground. The last day to vote is Wednesday, June 28th at 5 p.m. The winner will be announced the next morning on the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show. We have a link on our website so you can cast your vote.
6:39 on your Monday morning, 78 degrees.
And here's a look at what's coming up after the break.
We are feeling it, and we know you are too. We are talking about the summer heat. Coming up on GMSA, some simple things you can do to stay hydrated, including some options you may have not thought about.
6:43, welcome back. Right here in Texas, we all know staying hydrated is vital for keeping our bodies healthy.
Studies show many older adults are dehydrated, which can be detrimental to their health.
So here's our Sarah Costa with some reminders on how to stay hydrated this summer.
When heat and humidity soar, keeping your body hydrated matters more. But did you know you can hydrate with what's on your plate, not just what's in your cup? Registered dietitian at the University of Central Florida, Shante June, says eating fruits and veggies are a great way to get your water intake.
As far as fruits is concerned, we have high water content fruits being watermelon, cantaloupe, and even berries like strawberries. As far as vegetables, a popular one is cucumbers. That has mostly about 90% water in it.
If you're not a fan of eating fruits and vegetables on their own, you can blend them into a smoothie. You can also infuse your water with refreshing foods like cucumber, lemon, and mint. Also, not all liquids are created equal. Skim milk has 91% water content, coconut water is 95%, while whole milk is 87% water. But no matter how you get your water, don't forget.
You can have fun with hydration. It's not just strictly having water or ice water.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
And some drinks and foods can actually be dehydrating.
All right, so when it's hot outside, they say stay clear of alcohol, coffee, asparagus. Asparagus?
Sure.
Salty foods and high protein diets.
That's interesting. So high protein diets can end up chronically dehydrated as your body has to use more water to metabolize it.
Okay, got that.
Yeah,
part.
I got that as well. But asparagus, sure, I'll do without it.
6:45.
What about you, Stephen?
I like asparagus.
You do?
Yes, I do. Wrapped with bacon.
Oh, that makes
I don't
it better.
love this though, guys. Unfortunately, get a look at your screen right now. If you're eating the bacon at home, you know what? Take your time because 35 at Olympia is a big problem right now. Let's get a wide look at TransGuide. Things are bumper to bumper out there. North and southbound lanes are not looking pretty. We have flashing lights. That indicates we do have a crash out there. I spoke to our friends at TransGuide. It does look like this is impacting the northbound lane. So if your travels take you up north, you're going to see a huge stretch of red out there. And this is a shot I mentioned a little bit earlier, but our friends at TransGuide were able to get us a view of the conditions out there, and they just aren't looking good. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on that spot as the morning commute does get going. New crash also reported here at 410 westbound at Airport Boulevard. I'm not seeing any big delays in terms of traffic, but that's a pretty heavily traveled area. So be on the lookout as the commute does get moving this morning. Again, the big problem does seem to be right there along 35. If you're heading north, you're going to see some taillights out there. Just again, watch out for first responders. It has been one of those mornings, I think, on the roadways. We've had some issues that have popped up. They cleared out. We have this new one out there. And again, 35, we know that is a very busy corridor. So just prepare for that if you hit the roadways in the next few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Even the southbound traffic's a mess.
Well, southbound is always a busy spot, right?
Yeah.
And then now if you're heading north, that crash is going to impact your drive time. So just, pack some patience.
And I'm sure some people are slowing down to go.
There are those people out there.
Frustrating, aren't they?
It is.
All right. Talk about a beautiful picture.
Aw.
Couldn't you imagine us being in
the shade,
like an inner tube or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Floating right there.
That sounds perfect.
Just sitting there in the water. I'm imagining myself right
Yes, in the shady parts, of course.
now. Yes, in the shady parts there. It's a beautiful picture. Thank you very much for that. All those blue skies out there, yeah, they are pretty, but boy, oh boy, that intense sun really starts beating down on you. Obviously, no sunshine right now. I got a lot of low clouds hanging around here for the time being. We did hit 102 yesterday, 104 Pleasanton, 111 in Cotulla. Look at these numbers out there along the Rio Grande as well, from Laredo all the way up to Del Rio. And later on today, pretty much same situation, actually a degree hotter here in town, 103, and we're going to be averaging right around 100 degrees all around the metropolitan area today, with a couple exceptions here and there. Clouds hanging around here this morning, and then more sunshine, and then it heats up very quickly. 91 at noon, and then add a good 12 degrees to that. We'll make it up to 103. Even though the humidity is going to drop down a little bit by later on in the afternoon, as I've been saying, we get into that sort of daily 24-hour cycle, more humidity in the morning, less in the afternoon. We're still going to have a heat index to deal with here in town, just because it doesn't take much with these hot temperatures, because your body just can't cool itself that well when you have so much moisture in the atmosphere. The perspiration doesn't evaporate as easily off your body. Satellite picture. The low clouds aren't showing up as of yet on the infrared picture, but one thing you can see, kind of stand back and take a look at these clouds moving up to the northwest to north, these sliding down here to the southeast, big clockwise circulation. These showers and thunderstorms, that's what we had earlier last week, this time last week, when we'd get the afternoon showers and a couple of thunderstorms on that northwesterly flow around the high. Well, the high's plunked down right on top of us, and that thing's not moving for at least about 3-4 days. Big storm system up there around the Great Lakes, and not doing us any good, obviously. But that high will stay in place, like I said, so therefore it stays very hot. lid on any sort of rain development around here. Just you can't get anything to pop up with that thing on top of us. However, there are indications it will start to edge its way off to the east a little more as we go into the weekend and the first part of next week. So kind of takes the lid off the atmosphere, and that would at least give us the opportunity to maybe see a shower, a couple of thunderstorms popping up going into then next week. But as far as this week is concerned, nothing out there. It's just going to stay 103 today, 104 tomorrow. Still very hot on Wednesday, and at least a slight easing of temperatures by the weekend.
Woohoo!
You don't say.
I do say.
You do say.
I do say, yes.
It's just a little bit of help will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. 6:49, 77 degrees.
And still ahead, you have heard of snacking when it comes to food, but what about exercise snacking? What you need to know about the trend tomorrow on GMSA.
That's what it's called. That's what I love. Exercise snacking.
Well, I love
snacking.
extra snacking.
Extra snacking. Let's just make one word, pick up a word here.
I love it. Monday morning, you're watching GMSA. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up, we're following the severe weather outbreak in the Midwest, a trail of destruction in Indiana after tornadoes ripped through the state. And as record heat expands across the South, I'll have the forecast. And we rise and shine from Houston this morning, meeting some of the women who help make the city one of the best for female entrepreneurs. Plus, we kick off our United States of Breakfast competition. That's coming up right here on GMA.
Coming up today on GMSA at 9, a local summer program offering aspiring dancers an opportunity to take classes with professional instructors from the oldest operating professional dance company in Dallas.
Plus, if you've ever received a suspicious email after placing an order on Amazon, you're not alone. Phishing scams have increased in the last year.
Today at 9, we'll be speaking with an expert to talk more about these scams being reported and what you should do if you get a suspicious message.
So tune in for that and much more today on GMSA at 9.
But right now, we're checking traffic with Steven.
Guys, things aren't looking good at 35 at Olympia. We have been watching this spot for a little while now. Get a wide look at TransGuide. You can see that we have bumper-to-bumper traffic out there. North and southbound lanes are very busy at this hour. Remember, this is a very busy spot normally, but we have a crash reported, so it's going to slow folks down. TxDOT is reporting that this crash is actually reported in the northbound lanes, and you see that huge stretch of red that is building past Loop 1604 over on the northeast side. This is out toward Live Oak, so we have to watch this area very closely. We know a lot of people travel through there. If you're just waking up and have to head out there, maybe best to start looking for some alternative plans. Wide look at the map now just shows a lot of construction we can look forward to this week. So just be on the lookout if you're traveling up along I-10 in Kendall County. That bridge work should take us all the way up to midweek, June 28th. Starts at 9 this morning, and we'll see it wrap up around 3 in the afternoon. We're going to see alternating main lane closures in both directions from State Highway 46 to Johns Road, but that won't happen until a little bit later. The big problem is going to be right here at 35 at Olympia. Northbound lanes, southbound lanes, oof, not looking good, Mike.
Ugh, no kidding. All right, hopefully the air conditioning works well out there. We got a lot of clouds hanging around this morning. 81 is what it feels like out there at the airport, 83 at Randolph, and we are going to make it up to 91 today at noon. The air temperature is going to be 103, but the heat index is going to be 107, 109 here in town. Heat advisories, excessive heat warnings in effect up until 8 o'clock tonight. I would suspect that those advisories and localized warnings will be then reissued tomorrow and Wednesday. When you look at these numbers, still up in the low hundreds. And then we get kind of an ease of temperatures going into the weekend, a slight overall pattern change coming about here.
All right, don't forget, Steve will have updates on the situation on 35 at Olympia throughout Good Morning America.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you back at 9.